Welcome to Bronco Wild Outdoors. So today I'm going to do a little bit different video. We're going to sort of moderate a video that I've posted here already on our channel, but I want to show you some clips from it and actually explain some of the stuff that a new off-roader can expect to learn. So if you basically drive on the road, occasionally off-road, on a beach or something like that, video will probably be perfect for you. Now, if you are hardcore off-road already, watch for amusement. But if you're new, like I am, now I'm not new to speed, so the faster the better. But when it comes to off-roading, I've never really done it. I mean, a little bit here and there on the beach and a couple trails in the past, but not like we intend on using our Bronco for now. So let's get to the video and let's just kind of play a little clip, and I want to explain some of this to you and what I was experiencing, going through, checking out. It was pretty interesting. So switch on over. All right, so here, this is a part of a video that we did in Texas at Texas Off-Roadeo, which is Horseshoe Bay, Texas. Really cool place down there. Nice resort, nice country, nice people. It was just a real good, fun experience. All right, let's get going here.
So we went up some steep hills, rocks, slippery rocks. We went down a pretty rough, steep hill. I'm new at this, and this Bronco makes.
Okay, so I'm going to stop it so I'm not talking over the audio. So you'll see right here that you're on a trail, you leave base camp, and you're relatively close to each other. Now, what happens is when you start going into the washes or crawling over the hills, people start to space out. And so there's someone in the rear of the group, someone in the front. And they're always keeping an eye on where everyone is. So it's very controlled. And then at every so many, so many minutes into it, or at certain checkpoints, we all regroup, kind of talk about everything, and then move on. And not at every stop do you talk about it, but at least regroup. In some cases, you actually talk about what you just did and why, and what you would do different, and things like that. So let's watch this for a couple minutes.
You feel like you've been doing it for years. So I can tell you right now, Bronco Off-Roadeo is a win. The technology that you learn about in the Bronco and the technique makes this absolutely fun.
Okay, so right here, we're getting ready to go down a pretty good slope, down a hill. And this is where hill descent really came in handy because you're on a small aggregate, really loose. And I know it probably wasn't going to slide down the hill, but for someone that doesn't drive in those conditions, it sure did feel like it. Let's check it out.
Johnny, you good in the back? We're on our way that way. Alright, I'm headed to Liz's lunch, my friend. You gonna have a lizard for lunch? I already did.
All right, now how are we going to maneuver this one? Maybe stay to the left?
Yes.
Dash plate doing its job.
Front lock, probably. I put it on front.
Please subscribe to the channel. You never know what we're going to film.
All right, so we're setting this up right now. We're getting ready to go down one of the steepest hills at this point. So this was not long after we had sat in the Bronco for the first time and was given the keys to go enjoy it. Now, we were in a line behind several different instructors, trail guides. So there was a lot of trail guides throughout the group, and we had somebody like right behind us. And at one point, they had to ride with us. But this was really cool to teach you how to properly maneuver the Bronco down a hill with loose stone, loose aggregate gravel on that hill, and to also upset the balance by going over a little ledge. And you'll watch how the Bronco drop down. And there was a little bit of sliding, not much, maybe just a few inches. But when you're in it, you feel like you're literally pointing almost straight down. You'll get the pucker factor there, like, geez, that was new to me. So let's watch this and check it out. One thing you can keep an eye on is at different parts of this video. If you look on the hero switches, it's kind of hard to see where my picture in the picture is there, but every once in a while you'll see where there's a different hero switch, front or rear locker, sway bar disconnect. Kind of interesting to see on that terrain what mode we were in, at least on the hero switches. So when you see a part of the video where we're leaning, it doesn't look that bad here, but when you're there, it literally feels like you're going to tip over even though you're far from it. When you're not used to off-roading, that's the experience you get. And so you want to slowly, at least this is how it was taught to me, slowly introduce yourself to that so you can constantly have respect. I don't care if you've been doing it forever. You'll talk to someone who's really good at off-roading. They respect the trails and the vehicle as much on their 50th trip as their first trip. So it's all in learning the ability of the Bronco and also honing your ability to drive it off-road as well. And even though this is a closed course, it's still, there's some unpredictable moments because you are hitting different pieces of gravel. You're not on it's not like you're on a track. So you can waver a foot or two or even 3 or 4 feet off a trail. And what's been good for every other vehicle, maybe you get your right front off of a rock that someone else didn't, and you start leaning. That's happened before. So very cool, very safe. Like I said, I was new to it and felt like, hey, no worries whatsoever.
Please be careful.
Okay, so right here, as we're going up this hill, watch for the Bronco to start bouncing a little bit where we were losing traction. And I'll stop right after that and explain one thing to you. Okay, so right there was the two-wheel hop. So we were in a position where we started going over a rock. It was really slick, a lot of dust and stuff on it, but the rear tires started slipping, and one of the front was slipping. So you got that hop going on. And so this was the perfect examples to set you up for when to use a front or rear locker. In this case here, I think it was the front locker we engaged, and that was to help pull us up. And you'll see that once trail guide started to walk back down, and he told us verbally what to do. But I hit the locker, and then you'll watch the hopping goes away, and we go up the hill.
Front locker. Front locker. Yeah, is this angle good?
You're good.
Holy crap.
Hang on, Lex. I'm hooked.
So you can see right there, you had the bounce going, hit the front locker, or the rear, one of the lockers. I think it was the front locker we had here, and it just really propelled us to go up. One time did I have the front and rear locker engaged. We were on a very slick, moss-covered rock that was wet because I was toward the back of the pack, and as the Broncos before us were washing the water up on this hill, it became very slick. So whereas the front group necessarily didn't have to have but one locker, we had to engage both. But that was, I think, the only time on that trip that I had to. We did it to test it in other cases, but it was the only time I had to, and it was a pretty steep rock we went up.
All right.
Okay, really quick, I forgot to tell you. One of the biggest things on this trip is the fact that you were looking straight down or looking at the sky. There was a lot of this, and when you're not used to it, it mentally, it kind of mentally tires you out. I know I slept great this night, but it was pretty interesting.
That was a good line there, Joanna. I dig it.
Good job. Awesome.
All right, so we're going to try to skip ahead just a little bit and see what we can find. And you'll notice that at certain parts of this video that there's a lot more distance in between each Bronco. But in this shot right here, you'll see that we started to group back up, and that's when there was a game plan for the next, not course, but the next obstacle, next part of the track that was going to be, or the trail, that was going to be challenging, and what to expect and which feature of the Bronco to use to get you through it.
Which ones have the front camera?
I think the Area 51 has. There's a few that have it.
Oh, so the one that we're getting.
All right, so we're getting ready to get set up to go up another little ledge. It's not that high, it's not that steep. It did have some angle on it, but remember, when you're used to driving on the interstate, this is new to you.
The way it felt, that was really, really cool.
Oh
so
my god.
that was, I don't know what degree it was, but man, that felt
like,
good.
No, that did not feel good. That was too scary.
Little butterflies in your stomach?
Yes. That was crazy.
Yeah, I saw the touch up there. I saw it, Joanna. Let's go a little to your left. And back to your right. Right there. Alright, folks, this is a section we around here like to call it slabs.
Love it.
We talked about.
All right, so this was one of the other drivers there. He took a different line toward closest to the camera. It's about the same incline there, but you can see how the person in the bottom right is looks like he's down a little bit. It rolled down to the left. So as you were going up, you have the sensation you were going to the left. Well, this driver took the right side, which is just straight up.
So when we lock, open this.
So you can see it's pretty cool there. But you know, we were doing these different parts of the course. It was really fun. It really was, and it's a pretty good line right here. Let's watch this one. You see, that's a Badlands non-Sasquatch. I think in this clip here, he had the front lockers engaged. Now you see right here, we're going over a hard surface road and then back down onto the other side of the course. It's, I say course, the trails, but it's a really cool resort there. I mean, like I said, if you get a chance to go to Horseshoe Bay, go. It's awesome.
So let's try to get the right approach on this right here.
All right, so right here we're going through a wash now. The day this was filmed, um, it hadn't rained a lot in the few days before we were there, but the day after this, there was that real heavy rain. It rained for quite a while, actually a lot of rain, and in some places it was 2 feet deep, maybe a 3 foot deep hole. But consider the water level went up almost to the top of the bank, where you can see where the high water mark was before that day after because of all the rain. So imagine how deep it was when they went through there then.
Whenever you're ready, John. Thanks, buddy. Copy that.
We got this rock over here we need to watch.
Where?
To my left.
We're all out of the first wash. Thank you, sir.
All right, so right here, we're going to get a little bit of speed. Now, I say speed compared to what we had been doing all day. All day we were idling, giving just a little bit of throttle to get up some of these hills and down the ravine and things like that. But this was the fastest we'd been that day, which is by no means fast. It's just a little bit different when you've been idling all day. It feels like you're going 100 miles an hour. I think we were going 25 or something like that. Okay, now this was a driver, one of the trail guides. This was not someone there, one of the students, so to speak. So that was someone giving a demonstration.
It's so rough.
All right, so I hope you liked the video, kind of breaking down a little bit. But if you get a chance to go to one of the Bronco Off-Rodeos, I highly recommend it because we got two Broncos. I'm thinking I would get to go on the second trip, and when we do, it'll either be Moab, but this was Horseshoe Bay, Texas. It was a great experience. And so if you have never off-roaded before, it's really a big deal. Even if you have, you might go there and realize that you've learned stuff that, let's face it, maybe you've been doing or been doing wrong, or maybe you've been doing it right, but there's a better way. Whatever the case may be, there was someone there that goes wheeling quite a bit for years, and they said, hey, they learned a few things there, especially about recovery. So it's really cool. Great chance to go. You get the gist of it. You really get to experience all the buttons on the Bronco, what modes and what hero switches, and how they work together, and how you can customize each go mode to a point by using the hero switches differently. So you can really learn how to truly use your Bronco the way it was built to be used. So, hey, if you haven't already, hit like on this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We do appreciate that. And hit that bell icon and turn on all notifications. So when we go live, which we do every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, or we drop a video, which we do randomly, then you'll know when it happens and you check it out. So I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Do appreciate you. And till next time, see you.